Alright, here we go. This is part one. We're going to be modeling this sci-fi retro computer. And I should say that this is an actual model that's for sale on TurboSquid. And that's where I got these images. And so by all means, check out the model. Think about whether you'd like to buy it. This is just for modeling practice for us. We're not going to make any money off this. But this is a really nice computer, and I'm very excited to be back to modeling stuff like this. And we're going to have a few challenges along the way. Some of it's relatively simple, but then we have to make some decisions about how we do some cutting into this stuff, if we're trying to keep this in quads and if we're doing booleans and stuff like that. So potentially this might be a little messy. So for any of the modeling purists out there, we're going to be breaking some rules, I'm sure, but hopefully we'll get a nice product in the end. You could certainly texture this in Blender. We might give that a bit of a try and just put some simple materials on this to make it look similar. It's not going to look exact, but I might go into Substance Painter and just dirty it up. Anyhow, what I've done is one of the images I brought in, this front view, and I don't have a good side view. I've got a couple of images that'll give us an idea of the depth of this thing, and so we're just going to do our own thing for fun. Alright, so I've taken this front view and brought it in here into Blender so we can get started. So let's do that. I'm going to start with a plane. Go into edit mode and scale this in the X till we get the approximate width. And again, we're not going for any exact dimensions or anything. E to extrude, pull up, and do that. So right away, let's have a look at how this is shaping up. Let's press 3, grab that back face, and let's just pull it out and sort of get a sense of how wide it might be or how deep it might be. And we start with that. Alright, so we got that there. Before we go any further, let's go ahead and put a bevel on this. Let's go for 3, 0.0. Maybe we'll go for 2. And just leave it like that for now. Okay, let's take that, Shift D, and let's bring it up. So we have this. Okay, I'm going to go into edit mode, and in 3, which is face selection, select that top face, and let's just pull that up to here. Alright, so we have that. Now, what I might do is select this as the empty, this is the image, and I'm just going to pull it to the back so it's there, so I can still see the depth of this thing. And by the way, this arrow, I just clicked here and I selected that arrow, so that's the selectability, so I can turn that off so I can't select my image by accident. Alright, let's have a look actually at this. So what you can see is it comes up and then it slopes back. Then we come back to the original one, comes up here, slopes back, and it almost looks like it's an even amount or similar amount of sloping up and going back. So let's come back to here, and if I just drop an edge loop there, let's start with that. Let's press 2 for edge selection, select that, and pull it down. Now, do we need to look in wireframe at the front? We could do that and bring it down to about there. Now, when I do that, I feel like I don't have enough room at the back to place the monitor on, so I'm thinking I'm going to select both of these, go into edit mode, hide that, press 3 and grab these. Maybe we'll pull them back. Maybe I do need more room back there. Maybe I need even more. We'll find out as we go along. So this is what we have so far. Okay, Now for this piece, you can see this top piece that it's basically a rectangle and another rectangle out in front that's a little bit wider. All right, so let's do something like that. And this rectangle a little bit narrower than this piece, something like that. So maybe we grab that one, Shift D and bring it up. Let's come in here and grab that and pull it up. We're going to need to pull that back. Something like that, right? So now let's decide how we want to do this. Is this going to be two pieces? Is this going to be one piece? How do we want to do this? Let's take this, Shift D, pull it out, P, separate by selection. And let's scale this in the X a little bit. And let's grab this top edge, pull it up a little bit. Let's look from the front in wireframe and see if it looks roughly equal. That's probably all right. Let's select this and let's extrude back a ways like that, and then we can pull this other piece back if necessary. Now, this doesn't come up to that line right there, I don't believe. Alright, sits back a little ways. So we need to take both of these, pull them back. Did I grab both? Yeah. Pull it back like that. So now I'll take this and I'll just make it roughly equal. And we may be lengthening these out. We'll see. Select this top piece here. Shift D and just pull it up. P will break it out. And let's scale this in the X to get approximately that. Now you can see that the monitor, this back piece comes right to about the back there. And then we have the front piece, and it's also set back a little ways. So let's just take this edge here, pull it back to something like that. And then I think we're going to make all of it a bit deeper. So let's first of all take this down here and extrude it up to get the approximate size of this thing. Like that. And then let's take all of these pieces here. Go into edit mode, 3 for face selection. Select all of the faces. And let's pull them back a little bit like that. Okay. Take the empty and pull it back. Two pieces here, the back and the front. Let's take this piece here, Shift D, pull it out, P to break it out. Select this face and pull it back a little ways. Just like that. And then we'll think about how to shape that. Let's work on some of these cutaways next. First of all, I want to come into this, select that front piece, and just pull it back to there. Okay. Let's work on this piece here. In wireframe, let's go into edit mode. Let's bring an edge loop. Control R and pull it. Control R and pull it down to there. I'm going to bring an edge loop in here. I'll pull it to there. And while I'm in wireframe, I'll press 1. I'll shut off the bevel for now. Box select here. That should go all the way through. And I'm just going to pull this over like this. Maybe I'll do the top as well. I don't know. Do I want to do both? Like that? Why not? And I don't know how far out it comes to here exactly, so I'm just going to drag another edge loop down and do something like this. You know, thinking I got the power bar there, or the power button there, I'll do something like that. I want to straighten this, so I'm going to press SX0. Okay, so I've got that shape. I'm going to select that and E to extrude, and I'm going to pull it in. We'll select the empty and that, and then I'll slash. Now I can focus just on that piece here. Okay, back to this. And drag an edge loop. And drag an edge loop. I want to straighten this piece, SX0, and another one, SX0. That's fine. We'll go back into solid view. Select this, and I'll just extrude it back a ways. Slash key to bring everything else back, and keep saving. So we have that. That's looking great so far. Let's think about this piece here. Maybe I can select just those two. Slash key to isolate them. Keep saving. Look from the front and go into wireframe. And now let's think about this thing here. Okay, so what I think I'll do is go into edit mode and bring an edge loop down here. And bring an edge loop here. And then I can't really see. I like to try it like this. See how well that went. That didn't work out, did it? I need an edge loop on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop one in, bring it down. Let's have a look at maybe that. So you can see a little bit of space here, and maybe twice as much space up to where that angle is, where the angle stops. So I'm going to do something like that. So now that I've placed that, I can press GG to slide it along this edge. Maybe put it there. When I first put it in, I'm already in that mode. So I come up to about there and just think about that as the size of my keyboard area. It's a little hard to tell, so I'm going to grab that again, press G, G, do that. Or maybe something like that. Let's grab this piece. Now I'm not going to extrude straight down. I'm going to press E, and I'm just going to gesture in the direction that I want to go in. Okay. From there, if I needed to move it further in, I couldn't do that, but I could switch to something like local or normal, and you can see I can go up and down on the direction of the normal, perpendicular to the surface. I'll go back to global though. Alright, so we have that. Slash key to bring everything else back. let's come over here and realize that the bevel was turned off on that and on that. So there, the bevels are back, and it's looking a little nicer. So we've done that little thing in the indent. We've done this. Let's say we do this little piece here, some knobs. We can do that pretty easily. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to select that piece. Okay. And I'm going to switch over to normal. So the arrow goes directly with that. Shift D, pull it up. And then I'm just going to truss my axes here, whatever it says in for these arrows. I'm going to SX, like that. SY, like that. I think I need to move this up. Let's see where this thing is positioned. Well, I probably could be trying to look from a foot, couldn't I? That might be a little difficult to get it in the exact position. Alright, let's SX a little bit, make it a bit bigger. And we'll just do something in that general vicinity. Let's go ahead and extrude and just gesture upwards now. It's still part of this, so I'm going to Control L to select it all, P and break it out. Go back in. Now it's going funny. And that's okay. What we'll do is we'll select that, and then we'll go back to normal. Pull it down a little bit. And I think I'm going to get rid of that face. Control L, and we'll push it in. Okay, and then we'll just make a hole. So Control R and Control B to split it, and we'll pull it. Let's just see what the hole is like. I don't see it there. I guess that, just like a, put your key card in there. So let's just do something. Control R again and split that. We'll do something like this. Select this. Let's extrude this down. And don't worry too much about the bevel. We can go further if we want before we hit the surface. I think that feels a little wide, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it is pretty wide. Okay, let's just leave that there, blocking things in. There may not be much we have to do with this other than smoothing it and stuff. My 3D cursor is there. I'm going to bring in a mesh circle. Not that. But I'm going to go for 20 vertices. And I'll tell you why I chose that in a bit. I'm just going to take this and press G, bring it up, and go back to global and get the approximate size of that. Okay. Okay, now let's just press E to extrude. And yeah, you need to be like there. E to extrude and pull it up. And I'm going to press S to scale. And I'm not doing the exact dial. I'm just doing something, say like that. Okay, now I chose 20 vertices so I could do this. I'm going to press E and S and come in a little ways. And then we'll go down, E, and just pull down a little bit more than that. E and come in like that. Is this what I want to do, or do I want to just do a normal top? Yeah. I'm going to look down from the top. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this point, and I want 4. So I'm going to make a face there. And I'm going to select these edges. And these edges, so I've got making quads. These edges. And I should be able to just press F to keep going. And then I've got to make quads like that. I'm going to press Control 1 for one subdivision, and let's see, maybe we'll select these and Control B, pull, and just have like one segment in between, and I'll get that. So let's look from the side now, and in wireframe. And let's just rotate this and pull it down. Let's switch over to normal until we make contact. Press R and hold shift to move slower. And then let's look from the front in wireframe, and we'll see that we are off the diagram. And now let's try local. No, that didn't do it for me. So that's the best I can do. Let's just slide it up here. I really want it on here. I'm gonna scale it a little bit. Look from the side. And we'll just bring it up and just manipulate it. Let's look from the front, see where we're at. And let's actually just do this. Yeah, I'm just going to do it by eye, and then we'll see where we're at. Yeah, we're close, actually. Now, that is very tight in there. Let's have a look at the picture. I seem to have more room in this. I can move that back. It will change some things. I could do that. Let's have a look. That changes the curvature a little bit. Okay, that changes that a little bit, but I could come in here and just move these up ever so slightly. And I would have to move this back to give myself that room and just make some subtle adjustments as we go along. Right? Yeah. So we got those two and that. That's okay for now. I have to decide if I want them coming out a little bit more, maybe. Alright, we're okay. We're alright so far. Okay. And we'll do just a little bit more in this video. Well, we have another one there, and we've got that. Let's see. Let's look from the front here, and let's do a similar thing. Now I can click on here, and I can just click there. I'll go back and bring my 3D cursor there, and let's bring in another circle. I'm going to go for 20 vertices again. We'll scale it. I'm going to come back to global. Rotate X90 and get the approximate size of that thing. And what I'm going to do for this one, let's go back to solid view, as I'm going to extrude back like that. And for this one, let's come in a little bit. Extrude and come out a little ways. cutaways. Come in like that, and then let's join them up the same way. Select that one and that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just start making faces. So select those faces, edges, and select that one. I should be able to just F all the way down. I'm going to do Control 1 again. And I'm going to select these edges and Control B. And then make one edge in there. And let's try wireframe. Pretty good for where we're at. Have that in there. And make this little button. And yeah, I'll just put my 3D cursor there. And we'll go ahead and use a plane. Scale it down. Extrude it up like that, kind of. Let's scale the Z a bit. Alright, so we'll do it roughly like that. And I'll just pull it out, and we can probably, let's make it a bit shorter. We can get rid of that back face. And we'll pull it in, and make it like that. Let's select that and Control L, modifiers. That'll put that same bevel on there. And obviously, I'm going to make this a smaller bevel. And we'll work on the bevels for all of these later. We'll just do that for now. Let's just look and see if that's good. I might scale this in his head a little bit. Just get a slightly bigger piece. Makes sense. Save. We're going to need a power button. I keep saying power button when I mean circle. I can't tell exactly if it's just a circle. But the way that I'd like to do this, and it's gonna take out polys, but I just, get a nice result. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Let's just drop my 3D cursor right there. Yeah, well, you could just use a UV sphere, but I think I'm going to use a cube. I'll scale it down and Control 2, look from the side, go into edit mode, put an edge loop there, and select the back face. If I can't, back face. There it is. Control plus and delete faces. Just make it whatever size you want it to be. Pull it in like that. I think I'm going to actually apply that and shade smooth. And that's okay. I might make it a little bit bigger actually to accentuate that. So there's one there, and there's going to be that's that one. I guess there's going to be others inside there as well. That one, oh yeah, up there, and then these things. Okay, that's good enough though. Okay, so we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. Those two things, that we got a space here, and we're going to work on this next. So this is an okay place to leave it. It doesn't look too impressive or anything, but it's a good start on this. Should always do this. Yeah, you see, make sure my polys are flipped. Alt-N, calculate outside, and these circles as well. There, my polys are facing the right way. And that's it so far. Cool. Okay, we'll do part 2 next time.